Good morning too. She just meowed at me. A little later today than normal, just because I had other things I had to get started. Hi, Amanda. I'm having cereal. I'm actually having breakfast food. I'm having some puffed wheat, like sugar crisp, I think it is. Like, it's popular out west. Puffed wheat versus it's kind of like Rice Krispies, but it's wheat. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just saw a notification this morning. Good morning, BJ Hunting. I like cereal and I put bananas in it. I'm not a big cereal person because I have to kind of like be in the mood for it. I guess my kids are like me because they used to eat cereal like, all the time, like at least 3 or 4 days a week. And uh, lately it's been about once a month, twice a month. So the cereal is lasting forever. And then the milk sometimes, the milk actually sometimes go bad because we're not milk drinkers. Oops. Yeah, I'm not big. So I on the weekends I make a big breakfast and I'll eat it. But by the time I've done making the breakfast, I'm not really in the mood for breakfast. When we go out for breakfast, it's not something I really enjoy of things because it's something I can make at home, for much cheaper. So I have like this battle in my head going out for breakfast. But then I really enjoy it when I go out because then I'm not cooking it. I actually get to eat it with my family all hot, you know? While at home, even just with 4 people, I get everybody's breakfast done before I do my eggs because I can't seem to do like 2 pans of eggs at the same time to have them ready at the same. I want everybody to have their eggs hot. So at a restaurant, they get to do it. It comes to you and it's hot. But breakfast here at restaurants, the cheapest is like probably what $6.99 or $7.99 for a breakfast, like just 2 eggs, meat, hash browns, toast. Sometimes including coffee, sometimes not. And my husband and I, we like the meat lovers breakfast because we like all the meats. So, well, my husband doesn't like the ham. He usually substitutes bacon or sausage for the ham. But we like, the meats and the eggs. Not so much of the hash browns and that. Well, at least for me. My hubby likes the hash browns. But those breakfasts are like $10 to $13 easily. Well, I can make breakfast for my whole family and giving them lots of protein, lots of bacon and stuff for $20 instead of paying because we're paying, we'd be paying at least $40 to $50 for breakfast. Yeah, we have a place 50-cent coffee. Oh my goodness, is it at least decent coffee? Coffee everywhere here at like a diner is $2 or $3, and I'm like, and I hate. Um, that's why I usually like if they say do you want coffee afterwards, no, we don't usually do desserts at restaurants. We don't usually do coffee. We'll do pop at restaurants that have free refills. And the places that we like to go to, like Fusion, which is all you can eat sushi and stuff, the pop or tea or green tea is included in the price. So I like that. Good morning, retired and prepping. Awesome. Yeah, and those mom and pop type places are great. Or the truck stops are great. You usually get like a large amount of food for the price that you're paying. Yes, one of our favorite there's a pub near us called the Burbs, And I like getting their breakfast. They have a hangover special, but I get it because the difference between the hangover special and like the meat lover special is that you're getting pancakes and something. Oh, and a breakfast poutine, which is like a poutine, just like a poutine instead of the hash browns. See, I'm not a big person of the hash browns. But I take like half the breakfast home. Don't even do pop. It's usually, well, yeah, pop is like usually $2 or $3. Yeah, I can buy a 6 pack of the bottles like this bottle for on sale $2 to $4. Hey, lovely 21, how's it going? Just having some cereal with bananas, some puffed wheat. I don't know if it's actually Sugar Crisp or the store brand of it. But when I go there, I'll get that, and it's like I think it's like about a $15 breakfast, 15 or 16. But I take the pancakes home. That's a whole other breakfast because you get a separate plate of pancakes. There's like two or three, like the size of a dinner plate, and I usually take home some of my meat. So there's a whole other there's lunch. When my kids were small, we used to share them with the kids, and we like get two breakfasts and share them with the kids. But my kids aren't big pancake people anymore, so I don't understand them. That's one of our vices is pop. Like we like Coke Zero, and my husband likes the bottles versus the cans because he says he can taste the aluminum. There, it's really warm. It's warm here. I'm in. So if you can see, it's like a tank top shirt. It's actually rainy right now. It was warm yesterday. It was so hot yesterday. It was 27 degrees, which is like 82 Fahrenheit. That it was cooler in my house. It was 23. I first opened the windows, but then it was blowing hot air. Right now I have the windows open because it's only about 13 degrees outside, and it's going to go up to 19 even with the rain. But inside it's still 22. It's too hot last night. I'm like, I think we might have to turn the AC on at night because I didn't sleep that well because I was too hot. And even though I'm going to have a video up soon whenever I get edited. We bought a mattress pad, a 4-inch mattress pad for our mattress. Like our mattress isn't that old, but when you're a plus size person, my husband is also, it squished down the mattress pad, the mattress in spots. So we figure it might help our backs. And so I put that on last night, and it worked, but I was too hot because our room was just too hot even with the fan on. So I might have to turn the AC. Exactly. A new bed is like $3,000. Like we have a king size bed. I don't know how much this mattress pad was. My husband bought it off Amazon, and but he looked at the reviews and it was really good. So I mean, even if it gives you a couple of even if you have to replace it after a couple of years, that's still cheaper than a mattress. Like we got this mattress a few years ago, not too, because we had a mattress before that lasted I think 10, 15 years. And then we got this one maybe 4 years ago. But they convinced us to get more of a firmer mattress, and we don't like it. We liked it at first, but so that's why I guess it's only about 4 years. But it's one of those like kings down, like expensive mattresses because, and I'm unsure if it was a good purchase for us. That happened to us too. Chiropractor said firm was better. Yeah, but I think because we have bumps and grooves in places, that firm was not good for us. Exactly. Um, so last night I did do the dirty rice, and I made a tomato, cucumber, cheese with balsamic reduction salad with it, and everybody liked it. Everybody ate it. There's still some leftover rice. Oh, it just started the thunder where you are? It's just raining here. But the birds keep on chirping quite loudly with the windows open. Hey, Steve, how's it going? You had tornadoes last night. Yeah, see, that's another thing with Canada. Okay, we we don't get tornadoes often anywhere in Canada. Not Canada, in Canada. Well, in Canada, we have never had a tornado, and the ones that do land are like little ones in Canada. Just because I think we're just too far north or too far, like the wind patterns don't make those conditions. Same with hurricanes, like they come up. We don't, like, you can get them a bit on the coast, but by the time they've even hit the coast up north, in like the Maritimes and stuff like that, they've dissipated because they all start down where it's warm. Wow, do you have a tornado cellar or a storm cellar? See, that's one thing we never have to worry about really here. Tornadoes are nature's way of cleaning off stovetops. No, tornadoes are in my house. They're ways of making the house a mess. Some places had 80 mile per hour winds. We've had high winds. We've got 80 to 100 mile per hour winds, um, a couple of times, but not tornadoes. And they don't usually come even when it's raining. Good morning, Thomas Smith. Sorry, my mouth is eating food. How's it going? Make sure everybody has their coffee. Grab a bite to eat. Share the love. Make sure everybody's supporting one another. So, today is my day. I'm going to do some cleaning and I'm going to edit some videos and upload. I have another one of Abby's songs from choir on Tuesday is going to go. I think it's already gone live this morning. And then another one. Those ones are too easy edits because I just did on my phone and then uploaded. I just have to edit, put all the end screens and the tags and stuff. Um, Things to look forward to. I have the unboxing of that mattress pad for my bed. Um, the dirty rice video. So done. My kids' lunches, the grocery haul, which I have to still do the ending part of. I have to find all my receipts because I did all the videoing of the food, and then I got tired. I had to start putting my stuff away, and then I got tired because my grocery hauls take about 6 hours to shop. And so we got home at like 5 something, and then my family expected to eat, and I fed them. But I took video of the stuff, and then it took like almost like 2 hours to put stuff away. Hey, Jono on the go vlogs, how's it going? I'm curling my hair right now, but I'm not sure why if it's going to rain. This is what happens when it's rain in my here. It just gets more curly, and I just don't do anything. I'm like, I just kind of like calm down the little wisps of it. How's it going, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's having a good day. Is it raining where you are, Jono? It's raining here, and where Amanda is. Hi, Tara's local inspiration. How's it going? Just check and make sure I'm supporting you. Yes. Okay. Yes, I know. I seen your picture. When it's in the chat, it's like I don't recognize that picture. And I'm like, oh yes, I love your hair. How's it going? Whereabouts in the world um are you located? Oh, hi, Time Seeker. I'm just having some cereal with bananas. So the cereal I have is puffed wheat, like a sugar. I don't know if it's a Sugar Crisp or if it's the store brand one. Yeah, Jola, you're from England. Tara's Dallas, Texas. Is it raining there too, or is it hot? Hi, Linda's House of Chill. Good morning. It's raining here. You could probably hear, I don't know if you can hear the dripping. I have all the windows open because it's hot. See, we're all connected. It's raining. Yes, I think it's pretty much. Have you all seen my funny? No, not yet. I will check it out later. Thanks for the reminder. Do love. I love when it rains at night because I sleep usually so much better. It did not rain last night. It started raining after I got up this morning, and after I was getting the kids ready for school, and then it started getting worse. Like it's not downpouring, but if you go out, you're gonna get wet. It's funny, and it's nice to see. Have awesome. You're dyeing your hair and doing dishes, listening. Awesome, thank you. Yeah, my oldest daughter dyed my hair a couple weeks ago, but you can already start to see a bit of my roots, and it's starting to be less red and more blonde. It's the red is washes out. First night this year, sleeping with the window open. Yeah, we've had the heat off the past week and a half since last Monday or Sunday. And the last few days we've had the windows open, but I think tonight we might have to put the air conditioning on. If this, like, because right now it's 13, 19. It was over like 23 yesterday with the windows closed because it was 27 out there. I didn't want it to get that hot, and we don't deal well with hot. Everybody gets cranky. Everybody this morning was cranky to the point that my youngest lost her phone because she was not a very nice teenager this morning. Warming up, I have sudden urge for hamburgers and potato salad. You've never dyed your hair? I think you would look cool with a streak of purple or blue. Yeah, but see, men can wear their hair however they want, and you know, when they start going gray, they're thought to be rugged or um, um, a silver fox or whatever. When women start going gray, they're seen as being old, like old hag or whatever. And people say, "Oh, when are you going to color it?" Or like, I mean, and so, I mean, I think women who have gray hair is great. It's your hair, you do whatever you want. But other people, they have this thing of, once you're seen of having some gray, you have to color. Oh, your 19-year-old's not very nice this morning. Might be the weather. I'm just wondering if everybody was just too hot last night that they didn't get as much sleep as they should have. My children are not morning people, but my oldest understands just not to get into other people's faces, while my youngest tends to be sassy and smartassy and talkbacky. So, yeah, I have the urge to start my barbecue, other than the rain. But every time I barbecue, it rains. Good morning, Abacus. How's it going? Long time no see. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. Burgundy is the color of choice this time. Yes, and I started going gray at 25. I've had gray hair since I was like 14. I've had a few, but not much. I have gray around my temple and stuff like that, and a few up here, but not like chunks of it. It more looks like glitter. That's what I say. It's more like tinsel. I'm hiding from the 19-year-old boy. Right? Yes, it's a teenage thing. All I can say though, if the most major thing I have to deal with is talking back and stuff, I can deal with that. It's all the other stuff, like the worst stuff, I don't have to deal with yet. Thank goodness. Knock on wood. Um, I just have to deal with drama and talking back, which drives me nuts. But I can deal with driving nuts. I got gray really young too. My grandpa was all gray, but my grandfather, my mom's dad, was completely white. Not gray, like white at 21. And he played Santa at the local mall for like 50 years, like since he was 20. I, not much other than I had cereal with bananas for breakfast. And now I'm going to give my kitties the milk, which they absolutely enjoy. Whenever I'm pouring cereal, they think it's for them. It's like, no, no, I have to eat the cereal first, and then I'll give you the milk. Yeah, I'm coming. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Yes, it's there. You guys got to share. I'm back. Kids hate when you don't answer them. Try that. No, what we've been doing is my youngest deals with insomnia, and she dealt with insomnia even before she completely lost her sight 2 years ago, right? So sometimes she doesn't fall asleep when she goes to bed, and sometimes she falls asleep too late and stuff, and sometimes her whole 24-hour clock is messed up. But getting her up in the morning is hard. So, and she's not a pleasant person first thing in the morning. I love her, but in the morning, I want to move out. Just put it that way. So we've come up with a new system of waking her up when after I've gone in and tried to wake her up gently and try to say, okay, time to get downstairs, get up, get out of bed, get dressed. I'm making their lunch. So, I mean, they're old enough to make their lunch, but I still do that because I like doing that. And this also allows them to actually have a fairly well balanced lunch and not just grab all snacks. Um, But so we wake her up by playing music on her Google Home in her room. First start low, and then if she's not moving, it goes louder, it goes louder. And then she physically has to get up because her trying to yell at the Google Home, it won't hear her. So she either has to get up and physically get her phone to do the app and turn it off, or go and turn off on the machine. And we play Twisted Sister, ACDC, music that we tend to want to listen to that will annoy her. So that has been working pretty good. That she usually gets up and moving, and this morning though she was yelling back, "I'm not getting up until it's quiet." It's like, well, it doesn't bother us. I mean, other than I have a bit of a headache right now because even though it was upstairs, it was quite loud. um, but I think I had a bit of a headache when I got up because of the rain. Because that's just me. Um, but that got her moving, but she was being smartassy and talking back and yelling at Daddy. And, I mean, she yells at me, she gets in trouble, she yells at Daddy. It's like, he ain't gonna be putting up with that crap. So she lost her phone. Unsure when she gets it back. It's up to him. So, for 3 days because of the weather. Yes. Well, I've had achy hands and like my toes. Like I could feel like my toes going up to my foot part at the top, feeling achy since for the past 2 days. It rained a tiny little bit yesterday, but not enough for it to rain. But it started today. Oh, my kids would be quite happy of me not talking to them. you know, Sometimes it's like all they do. Like they come down to eat and then go back to their rooms. I brought you into. Yes, I've done that too. Steve was like, "Yeah, I brought you in this world. I can take you." Yeah, that doesn't. Jokingly. And I share my experiences of my parents. I'm like, if you talk to my mother or my dad like that, if I did that, I would not be able to sit down for weeks. Kid, you got up the first time you were called or got drenched. Yeah, my dad used to pour water on me too as a teenager. We hit a cup of water, but then your bed gets wet. We had severe weather last night. Not as bad as they forecast. Well, that's good. I always joke about Ottawa weather here because because we're in a valley, so they can try and predict the weather, but depending on the wind at certain times, if it will stay in the valley, it'll stay for a while, or if it just bypasses, you know. So sometimes when we get rain or snow, it's here for a while, and other times just bypasses because we're also by the river. So the weather goes down the winter, so it could either go on this side of the river or that side of the river. And the weather forecasters are wrong at least 50% of the time. And I'm like, it's the only job in the world that you could be wrong 50% of the time and still keep your job. If I was wrong, say if I was at McDonald's and I got people's orders wrong half the time, I would not have a job there. Psst, stop it. If I was a doctor and I made mistakes half the time, I would not have a job. Ours are around 99%. As I said, at least 50% of the time. The good old days when kids were disciplined properly. Yes. Well, yes and no. They at least had the fear of getting in trouble at home, whatever that trouble was. My kids, they have some fear of getting in trouble. They know that they know when they're bad, and they get in trouble. Um, but you don't have all the resources that you did back then without other consequences and stuff. And I don't necessarily agree 100% with whatever was done when I was a kid either. Um, but now there's more options. But sometimes there are some kids that you sometimes think like, hmm, that kid needs a spank. Like, you know, because they're acting like extremely miserable. But I would never do that. But that's like, if that kid was born 40 years ago, they wonder why no one takes these warnings seriously. When they actually write, people don't take them seriously. Well, exactly. So, and I don't understand, like, I guess because you guys have it more extreme weather patterns, like when there's a storm warning, a hurricane warning, or whatever. What is with people going to the store like the day before or 2 days before and and buying all the milk and bread? Okay, I'm always wondering, like when they're like showing the stuff before a hurricane, people are going to the store and buying milk and bread, not the canned stuff or the and water. Like, I mean, I understand the water part, but not the canned foods that you can literally open up the can and eat it. Because if you're going to be out of power, that milk and bread is not going to last you very long. I just don't understand. Like up here, when we're forecasting a snowstorm, yes, people will go and they'll make sure that they do their groceries or whatever before the snowstorm. And sometimes some shelves will get lower on like bread options, or but not cleared out. Maybe in the Maritimes more, but not around here. The only time I've seen stuff being cleared out is because of like an awesome sale on like peanut butter and their price matching it. But uh I'm like, go get my Dr. Pepper and Little Debbie's. Exactly. Go get the things that you can eat without power. Milk is going to go bad. Bread will go bad in a week or two. But how much bread? Like, if you're thinking about making sandwiches, if you're having meat or cheese, that goes in the fridge. Like, at least cheese can be left out. It's not going, but it will go bad faster. Like when you go camping, you don't have to have cheese, refrigerated for a weekend. It's not going to go bad in that time. But I know. I buy a 4 liter bag of milk every 2 weeks, and sometimes I have to throw some of that out because it's gone bad. I drink more cream than milk in my coffee. Um, and we well, only time we really go through the milk is if we actually all eat a bowl of cereal once in those 2 weeks, we might actually finish the milk because one bag would be like 4 bowls of cereal. But usually the last little bit, it actually goes bad. I very rarely and cereal. I want to do smoothies for a few. But I don't know. Can I react to videos? What's that mean? Yay, okay, you can see me. Yay. What do you mean react to the videos on the live stream? I don't know what that means. Like play a video? I don't know how. I only know how to do grab another device and react to some reaction requests on this live. Okay. I could try. Like, I can't play it while on. What I have a laptop here. Let me see. So, there I am. React to Pi Note Mr. Zonk. I will look what that is. Let me see. Oh, Zoink. Said O I. The Musical World of Mr. Zoink. And there's a skip it ad. Just a second. Sesame Studios. That one.
Hi, Octos. Hi, Hoop. Today is the perfect day for making a musical pie. What do you say? We need three ingredients for this pie.
Well, that's somebody else's.
For a musical pie, we need a low-sounding fruit,
Well, that's somebody else's.
a high-sounding fruit, and some of the higher-sounding fruit. Okay, guys.
Yes, it's cute kids video. It'd be something I would let my kids when they were small watch. Who needs television anymore? There's videos on TV on YouTube. Hey, summer penguin lover, whereabouts are you? We have TV, but we don't have cable. We download or we watch Netflix and we watch YouTube. So, summer penguin lover, whereabouts in the world are you? Are you in the United States or Canada, the UK, um, Australia? No cable, no satellite, no TV. Here only gets two radio stations. So do you not have an actual TV, like physical box either? We have TVs. Just no, we don't have cable or satellite. We have internet. And no, I we could hook up to the couple free channels that you get, like CBC News, I think, and TVO. But you need now an antenna because the new TVs don't have an antenna to connect up to those things. And we're like, yeah, we don't really care about them. I get the news online, actually, a lot of times through like Facebook, because that's my social media of choice. But I also have Instagram and Pinterest and Twitter. Use it as a monitor for the computer. Ah, okay. Probably better. What's it called? Dots prints, DPIs. So, what are everybody's plans for today? My plans today actually is my first day off at home for a week. We're at the end of the line for internet. Okay. And I won't have another day at home till next. Nope. Well, next Thursday possibly I will be at home because Monday during the day, Monday during the day I'm free, so I'll be at home possibly. Tuesday I don't have a doctor's appointment. Wednesday my daughter has a swim meet, and Thursday I think I'm home. So today I'll be doing dishes, and I'm almost caught up. Well, I'm caught up on laundry that has come down. My children still have laundry from before they went on away for the weekend that I brought up there last Wednesday, Thursday for them to put away. They've been living out of a hamper of clean clothes. I need those hampers down here because I've got two more hampers here started of clean clothes. See? I can't put them in their rooms because there's no more room in their rooms with all the other stuff. Because, see, I have four hampers for clean clothes that are supposed to stay and live down here. So I have main floor laundry. So that's the good thing about my house is I don't have to go all the way to the basement. I just wish it was upstairs where all the clothes go. Like if the laundry was where the linen closet is, it would make a lot more sense. But that's another story. Um, but let's get the computer out of the picture. the I have a system of like there's supposed to be four hampers in there, like in for us people. So everybody has their own hamper to put their dirty clothes in the bedrooms, or like in my room, it's in our bathroom. So there's one in that bathroom, one in the other bathroom to catch our dirty clothes and towels and stuff like that. And then there's supposed to be four down here. So as I gather clothes to wash, um, I could just sort and throw them in their baskets. And then once the basket is full or partially full or I'm done laundry, they could take it up and put it away. And then supposed to bring it back down. Right now, there's two down here. There's like two in each of their rooms up there. So there's six, and there's only two in our bathrooms, like in the bathrooms, because my kids have not brought down their laundry. Hampers empty, and they still have dirty laundry. So I swear, there's just never ending of clothes. And the problem is that they're now the same size. For most things, it's even hard for me to figure out whose is whose because they don't wear like similar styles and some things I bought. Like I'm the buyer of the clothes. I mean, my oldest has and my youngest have both spent a little bit of their money on clothes. But I buy the clothes, but sometimes one will say, "Oh, I don't like this," and give it to the other. So I never know. I never know. So that's why I get my oldest to help sort when I'm going through stuff. I'm like, okay, here, this is why I think is yours and hers. Here, put whatever's your sister's in her hamper. But Abby is the slowest person going through clothes because I want her to also try it on, um, so to make sure it fits. Because I have clothes that, because I'm sure there's way too many clothes that don't fit anymore because she's grown from kid size 12, 14 to women's size small, sometimes medium, depending on the types of shirts and stuff like that. So it's lots of fun. Not. So I have those two things I'm going to do today. And then I'm going to make supper, which I think I'll make the soup that I was supposed to make yesterday, but it was too darn hot to make soup. So, oh, excuse me. What's everybody else doing today? Is anybody still here? Or have you all gone away? Hmm. You might be all gone. Oh, you're here, Abacus. Okay, because it didn't show you being here. I looked at the participants and. Oh, there you are. You're there now. Okay, you're here too. Because I'm like, nobody's talking. I'm talking to myself here, which is fine, but I like more of the interactions with you guys. Okay, welcome back, Amanda. Because I'm like, where's everybody? Well, those darn animals have to get taken care of. I'm hearing noise outside. Well, that's good. Apparently, they expect to get fed and watered and taken out to go to the bathroom. If you have, I think you have dogs there, right? Everybody leaves at the same time. Oh, the roads must be slippery because I'm hearing sirens. So there must be some accidents. Dogs, roosters, and ducks. What about hens? Do you not have hens? Because the roosters are kind of like not. Um, they're only used for meat. Ah, yeah, used to roosters are. Well, they might need to go to freezer camp. If you don't have any hens, you might need to get some hens. What did your last one die of? Do you know? Or like it just was like old or sorry. We got them on clearance for $1 and they were in the unsex bin. All five of them turned out to be male. She jumped in the duck's pool and froze to death. Okay, that's not so smart. Dispersed them. Four roosters. The dog ate one a few months ago. Well, I'm surprised that your roosters aren't like pecking at each other because roosters don't usually like each other from what I've read and seen. I think it's time for you to get some hens. Oh, they fight all the time. I have some cool videos. You gotta upload them on your channel. Mm-hmm. On each foot, they have a spur pointing to the back. They use them for fighting. Okay. You're secretly hoping they kill each other. You know you could dispatch of them to freezer camp. Because right now you're just wasting money feeding roosters that you could be using to eat roosters. I know, but I'm so weird about animals that I see alive. Well, you could dispatch them to somebody else's freezer camp and give them to somebody. Save the smallest one. Save the smallest one. The others go to Freezer King. Why save the smallest one? Let them out and they go all around our neighborhood. They love it. One of the houses been feeding them go straight to the house for. When they come back, well, then I think you need some hens. Oh, the king of hens. Okay. We had six for a while, and it was awesome. We got an egg a day from each of them. Yeah, 15 should keep those four roosters busy. I've been just yawning all day. House for them, not me. Well, you could change places with them. I'm unsure if your husband would appreciate that, but oh, it's doing something. On the bot, the damn thing. Oh, then maybe he should switch places. Oh, I was doing something. I was saying something earlier. Oh, this morning I was so like not with it because I only had like a sip of coffee. Had to get daughter to school, and then my husband left. And then he's like, "Okay, night night," and I go, "Night night." As he left, he's like, "You are so out of it." I'm like he goes, "You didn't even hear what you said." I'm like, "No, I did not hear what I said." Why don't you? He take exactly. He was for work super. Well, I'm sure the chickens wouldn't mind getting fed early. It's quite convenient that it was his idea, and you're the one taking care of them. Same with dogs. So this is one reason why we don't have dogs and we have cats. Well, the other reason is that we're both allergic, but we would deal with that if we needed to, or get a dog that's not allergic. But dogs are like 2 year olds forever. Cats are like teenagers. They come down when they want to be fed. They go to the bathroom or whatever, and you have to clean up their mess. But dogs are perpetual 2 year olds. They'll put anything in their mouth. They'll chew your shoes. And if you're gone too long, they have an anxiety attack and like pee or chew walls. I have a friend, their dog chewed their freaking wall. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this? But bit through the wall, and I'm like, so she has to crate him when she goes out. But then sometimes he pees and stuff. I'm like, this dog has anxiety issues. Dogs may drool. I should go in the pool. I had a cat who used to like to come into the bathtub when I was a kid. It didn't think it was a cat. Um, but see, with dogs at least are loyal, and they're actually happy when you get home. Cats couldn't care less. They're aloof. But we could go away for a week and leave food and water, Whether we have someone to check in once while we're gone or not, have enough food and water, we'll just have a full kitty litter bin when we get home. World's craziest trucking pickle. How's it going? It's been a long time since I saw you. Welcome back to my live stream. I don't exactly hate cats, but I have a very strong dislike for them. Hey, Pickle, whereabouts in the world are you? I think you're in the States, if memory serves. Yes, okay, so is that Kansas right now waiting on my new rig? Cool. And what company do you drive for? Like, do you have a regular like route? Like, I know some people who do trucking that they drive for like a certain company, but they're always driving from they drive from Ottawa to um, to like Florida or California, and back, or they'll do a shorter route. And there's actually a trucking company up here in Smith Falls, I believe, which is just about an hour out of Canada, where I am. Canada is a west end suburb of Ottawa. They are looking for truck drivers to do a route from, I think it's from Smith Falls to um, close to Toronto and back. So it's like it's a um, which is like a 5 hour one way and 5 hour back. I think no, I don't even think it's to. I think it's from Smith Falls to Kingston. I think it's even shorter, so it's like 3 or 4. My own dictated military equipment. Okay, to sorry, let me read that. I'm driving to Kansas. Cool, cool, Amanda. My own dedicated military equipment. KA2CA containers. Yeah. Well, you need a working visa. Um, well, you need a passport to get into Canada from the States, but you need to have a working visa. But yeah, there's a few trucking companies here near Ottawa, which Ottawa is about an hours away from Ogdensburg, New York. So we're you know Ogdensburg, New York on one side, and Cornwall, Ontario is on the other side. But there's a few trucking companies that there was advertisements in the local paper looking for people with the truck driver's license level, which is like C class or something, and they were looking for people to drive, you know, certain routes. No, I'm not. I'm not in Smith Falls. I'm in Canada, so you'd have to. I choose. Yes, Amanda wants to come and eat here. She cleaned my stove. Be like the rubber duck. Don't pay that toll. Well, don't you have a family or a wife or girlfriend? My hubby wouldn't appreciate another man in the house. That's for sure. I hate Kansas. It's flat. Well, isn't Kansas is like where the Wizard of Oz was, where the tornadoes? Well, when you get your new rig, you should check out different trucking companies and stuff. The ones up here, from what I gather, like so I have a friend whose husband was a trucker, and then she was driving school buses, like school routes for the kid with the kids. But now that her kids are a little bit older, she went and got her truck driving license, so she's driving a truck as well now. But they they switch off. So her husband tends to do long routes, like from Ottawa area to like California and back type thing. Um, while she tends to do short routes from local city to city. So and then her kids are above 10, so they get home from school, and they'll start supper, and she gets home about 5, 6 o'clock, like just like a normal job. You had a tornado last night. Yeah, Amanda got a tornado warning. I don't know if a tornado hit tornadoes in the Yellow Brick Road. When I pay it off, I like who I'm with now. Okay. So how does it work for trucking? Do you like so you have to buy your own truck, and then you have to like, or do you drive other people's trucks? Because sometimes like some of the companies here, they have their own, they you drive their truck, but I've seen people have their own trucks too. So I just like, is it an option to drive their trucks? And you're like, no, I like my truck. So what do you do with it? Amanda, the human tornado. No, I think I'm the human tornado. I make a mess wherever I go. Remember, I just about. Oh yeah, bought your truck. Okay, no, I was just wondering if you had a truck before, or if you were working for a trucking company that had their own trucks. I will be back. I'm gonna get some coffee. So come up with some questions maybe I can answer. back. Coffee, 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 coffee. So, you're all out? Put a video yesterday. Go. Oh, bye, crazy trucking pickle. Only 89. You're out too, Steve? Okay. So, Amanda, are you at work? Eh, it's still raining here a bit, but it's light. You're not at work yet? Well, yeah, it's supposed to be. Oh, here, I'll ask Google. Hey, Google, what's the weather today?
Today in Ottawa, it'll be rainy, with a forecasted high of 19 and a low of 8. Right now, it's 17 and cloudy.
So it thinks it stopped raining. I'm unsure. It was kind of misting when I just put out some garbage, so it might have stopped. It's just supposed to rain on and off all day. But when it gets to 19, if it's actually cooler inside, I will close the windows. But it was up to 24 yesterday inside, as it's 27 outside. I had closed off the windows because it was hotter outside. It was making the inside hot. Well, welcome back, Abacus. It's like right now I'm getting a nice cool breeze. I can feel it, which is nice. Especially if I'm going to be working around the house, I'm going to get hot and sweaty. So I want to have it cooler. So I'm not going to get S way 90 Fahrenheit. Oi! It was 82 yesterday and it was hot. And I was like, ugh. Plus, I'm not. So this is the thing. We haven't got it accustomed to the heat yet. So by the time it's July and it's that temperature all the time, it's still hot, but I'm at least accustomed. Like we went from freezing 2 weeks ago to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I think I think there's like some sort of storm from like basically going over through the whole U.S. and center of Canada too. That it's just going to be rainy for the next day or two. Hopefully this weekend we'll have nice weather because I need to clean out the front yard and the backyard. Because I was going to do that yesterday, but it got too hot. I'm like, no, I don't feel like going out anymore. Because I don't like to work when it's too hot, and I don't like to work when it's wet or when it's too cold. I'm picky, especially when it's just me doing it. I'm like, I think it might be something I can make my kids try and do some of it. Because that's what they're here for, right? Child labor, right? 78 now. Hey Google, what's the temperature now in Fahrenheit?
The current temperature in Ottawa is 63 degrees Fahrenheit.
So it's 63 right now. Yep. Well, see, this is the thing, is that my kids My kids were helpful when they were smaller, and then they got a lot of schoolwork and just other things that they were doing that we spent. I forgave them from doing a lot of stuff because they had a lot of work to do it, and I'm like, okay, they're spending a lot of time doing this, and they were struggling in different things. And now that they're of an age and of ability to be able to do more things like an adult, um, they're not. We had no choice. We had chores no matter what. Well, this was the thing. Like we were dealing with like learning disabilities and other things, and then we had medical issues for both my kids at different times, like severe ones that were like hospitalized ones. So when you're dealing with that, you tend to kind of forgive certain things. But then it was just everything was put on me. Yeah, and so this is the thing was like I had it in my head. So that like this is why I have to kind of like wrap my head around. Like it's my own YouTube and talking with guys is kind of like my own little therapy thing, because I had in my head, see, my parents weren't great parents, so I learned on my own how to do things. So when I became a parent, like I knew I wanted kids and I knew I'd be a good mom and stuff. But the parenting thing and stuff, I thought I had to do it all myself, right? Especially since I'm staying at home, right? And my husband works really hard hours. Like last night, he didn't get home till 10. Uh, he called me and says, I'm not gonna get home. I'm gonna be late. And then he called me and goes, I'm gonna grab something here, so put the food away. And he didn't get home till 10. And the only reason we got home at 10 was because he took a taxi home. He used a taxi chip from work. And so yeah, and he left. So he goes, I'm gonna try and get home early today if he can, because his boss came in at 4 o'clock yesterday, saying, "I know. By the way, I know this really sucks, but the boss, somebody else is delivering this, which has something to do with their department, but they don't know what they're talking about. Like the department's all techie stuff. You have to go through this because they're going to try and present this to higher up, like through our government, like up to, our prime minister and stuff. They're going to be presenting this as policy, and it doesn't meet the accessibility standards and all that stuff. And they didn't consult the actual department that Jeff works for, which does the accessibility stuff. So he had to go through the whole thing and break it apart and fix it before 8 o'clock this morning. So that's why he stayed. So he stayed late with one other coworker, who like volunteered, like who volunteered and knows the stuff. So that was crappy. Um, and that kind of gets thrown to him sometimes all the time. So when he gets home, he's exhausted. Because again, he's not a morning person. He has to get to work. I understand, and he works to make money so I can stay home. So I don't expect him to do. Does he get overtime? I think sometimes he might get paid in overtime, or he's going to get time in lieu of the overtime, so he get time off. So that's why he's going to say he can get home early, maybe. But right now it's still the government year end stuff, so it's like end of April, beginning of May, I think, is government year end stuff. So he might get like since he worked what, 4 or 5 hours, he might get a day off with other overtime, like that's going to be paid instead of actual overtime hours. But I don't I don't know. I don't try and figure out his stuff. So when he comes home in the evening, he's exhausted. So usually if we can get supper, we have supper at like 6:37, and then uh, we'll watch a show as a family. Sometimes he falls asleep on the couch. If we get two shows in, that's like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on the shows. But that's it, and then it's the kid's bedtime, and I have to get him to get him to bed or let him sleep on the couch, whatever. Depends on how exhausted he is. So like the evenings are not. I can't get him to help, right? Because he's exhausted. Um, and the kids get off at 2, so like they've had like I get them when after school they have some free time to do whatever, and they're supposed to be doing their homework or whatever. While getting them to do a few chores, but I'm trying to get them to do more stuff because my oldest technically could be graduating next year. She babysits. She knows what needs to get done. She just doesn't do it at home. And my youngest is being a teenager and lazy. And she says she is. She's trying to get away with not doing much. And it's like, no, no, I'm not, I can't, I've come to the realization that I'm one person, but there's 4 almost adults here that make the mess and don't pick up after themselves and eat the food, make the dirty laundry, make the mess, that I need more participation. Well, exactly. They can help, and this is the thing. I have to try and figure out other words to use besides help, because it's not help because they live here. They're part of the family, right? Like, and we don't do allowances or that because they never like to doing an allowance. I would say like you have to keep your room tidy, plus do other things, right? They don't do the room tidy, like it's not, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to pay you money. I'm not getting paid to clean. I get grocery money to spend for food for the family. I don't get paid. Why should you get paid? We were in charge of cleaning our rooms, doing the dishes, and putting our laundry away. Well, exactly. That's what I'm trying to do right now. You know, Rose did the yard. So right now, Abby loads the dishwasher and Rowan unloads the dishwasher. And then they're supposed to bring their laundry down, and I will wash it, or they can wash it. You know, they could throw it into the washer. Like, I don't, like, I'm not a stickler. I don't sort laundry unless I need to get some whites white. Then I'll sort them. But I don't sort laundry. I just throw it all in. Colors, whites. When the whites start looking gray, I'll do a load of all whites and throw some bleach in there. Good morning, hometown cooking with Marianne, and retired and prepping. Welcome back. We were just talking about trying to get my family on board on helping around the house, um, because they've had it fairly easy. I mean, I understand my husband can't really do too much during the week because he doesn't usually get home till 6:37, and he's exhausted. And he is working um, to pay the bills, so he's doing his share, you know. Um, but getting my kids to be, I'm trying to find another word for helpful. Yeah, hubby gets a pass. My teenage girls don't. Because they're teenagers and they should be doing more of their share. But I'm trying to find another word versus helping, because there's 4 people that live in this house. That's 4 people make the mess, 4 people that eat the food, 4 people that um, dirty the clothes. But there's really only one person doing 90% of it. I have I can get sometimes my youngest to load the dishwasher, but sometimes I have to load it. Like right now, they're at school. I have to load the dishwasher of the plastic containers that were from their lunches and stuff. So I'm gonna run it, and then I'm gonna get my oldest to unload it. So she kind of gets the short end of the stick because she needs to unload. But last night I told her to unload when she got home from school. She didn't do it till after supper. I'm like, well, if you had unloaded it earlier, I could have gotten Abby to load it. Exactly, contributing to the home, because they all live in the home. They all expect certain things, like a roof over their head and clothing on their back, and clean sheets and towels, and shampoo and all that stuff. And that's my job, to make sure those things are done. But even right now, like not getting their clothing put away, like I've been putting the clean hampers. Just frustrating. Yep. Free for you guys to live there. They should contribute. Well, exactly, and it's not that like they're doing their so. This was the thing. I was giving them a pass because over the years, over they were pretty good until they're about 8 or 9 or so when school was getting harder, and then other health issues came up with one child or the other. So I was giving them kind of passes on things like there was a few times that there's been 3 times that my kids have been hospitalized. Well, two um, two for Abby, one for Rowan, and Rowan's wasn't necessarily hospitalized, but we had to go back. She had a severe neurological um, thing that we were constantly at the hospital, and there was lots of pain involved. So you know there was a lot of forgiveness of things, and they got used to that, and that's the problem. And then they become teenagers, and they're used to me doing everything. But now that they're teenagers, they're bigger. They make more mess. They just drop things. Like it's things that everybody could do. Time for a chore chart. Yes, but I need them to actually be doing it. That's the problem. Because I mean, with somebody's like, oh, about allowance and stuff. I'm like, well, no, I don't see. I don't necessarily even really believe in allowances because, well, we all kind of like I don't get paid to do this stuff. I get to stay home, but chore charts, and if they don't get their stuff done, start taking stuff away. Well, yes, so that was the other thing, but the problem is like it's kind of like also figuring out expectations, right? Like I know that they won't get things done as good as I can, and I don't get things good as done as other people who are actually much better at cleaning. I kind of I'm a lazy cleaner. I'll say it. Like I'm just getting the bare minimums. I'm not necessarily trying to get into the creases and detailed cleaning or anything. I'm just trying to like make sure that the floor is clean, like swept and mopped, and you know nothing growing. That's about it. Do your laundry, but not there. Yeah, I tried that. Not doing their laundry. It didn't work. My kids would wear the same clothes if they my youngest would wear the dirty clothes forever, and it would smell like Big Mac. For to give my children allowance when they were growing up. Well, exactly. And my oldest said just can well she hasn't brought down laundry. Like she can go like a month or so without bringing down laundry. I know for a fact she does not have a month's worth of underwear and socks. I think she steals them from her sister's drawer because her sister will bring down laundry when she runs out of stuff. But since they wear the same freaking size, I kind of buy the same thing and I kind of split the underwear because I have no idea. Some are more like the pink ones are more my oldest ones, and the green ones or purple ones are more my youngest. But there's like at Christmas and that when they get new underwear, it's the exact same packaging. Like there's not different ones. But yeah, I don't know. Like for right now, my youngest when she came home, I made her empty her suitcase, and it got done within. Well, it didn't get done that night. Some things got done, but got done the next day. My oldest, she came back on Sunday. There's still a suitcase in my living room, partially open because she's been like grabbing things from there that she didn't use, and that's the parts that drive me nuts. Cause like, no, no, I have to do. I'm like, ugh. But that's my rant today. Did you sit them down? I have many times, and that they will agree or whatever, or they'll give excuses. They'll either agree. I have to do it again. That's my problem. It's getting them to sit down and say, "Hey, this is the situation. because they'll agree and they'll work for a day or so, or they'll give excuses. Oh, I have exams. I have this. I don't have time. I'm still working on this project. I'm not asking them to do spring cleaning. Okay. Like, I'm not asking them to clean and wash the floors and dust the ceilings or whatever, major, take all the furniture out of the house and it's clean. Oh, yes, they know how to push me around. They know how to push my buttons. They see what usually happens is somebody pushes other buttons and I get upset over something else and I forget what we were discussing. Or they will get all upset and go, nah, 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 and then we'll have a teenage mother daughter argument and they go running off to their room. And sometimes I just don't want to deal with them when they're especially when they're in that space, because I also don't want to, I just don't want to deal with them. But that's when I need hubby on board to deal with them. He's much better at getting them to well listen. See, the thing is they go whatever with me, but they will listen to dad. I get a snack and coffee out back. I'm scared to have kids. They're great. They're great when they're young. They grow up to be teenagers. True. But also, as mine are what they are, they're not perfect, right? But as teenagers, they're actually pretty darn good. Compared to some of my friends' kids and their teenagers, like, it's my kids' worst qualities I can deal with. Then when it comes time for them to be taken somewhere, to tell them, take you would like to take them, but you have to clean up their mess. Well, yes, but certain yes, I agree, and that's the problem is I've been giving in on things more than I should. Well, see this, and this is part of the problem. Like yes, I'm too sweet, but I think the part of the problem is I didn't have good role models with my parents. Like my mom was never really technically my mom. Like she was like both my parents were alcoholics, and I kind of raised myself. My mom stopped drinking when I was about 8. Nah, was about 9, 10, and then she had she was more like friend, right? And then my dad, he stopped when I was about 11, 12, maybe 13. They were divorced and stuff like that. But I was basically raising myself, and I was doing a lot of things adulty in the house. Like, I mean, I learned to cook when I was 6 because my dad left, and my mom couldn't cook. So, um, like, even to the day she died, like, cooking was not her forte. She could make really good peanut butter cookies, which I found out is the actual recipe on the Kraft peanut butter jar, the one without flour. It's like peanut butter, sugar, and egg, I think. They're really good. And my dad could cook, but he was in and out of the picture and not very reliable. Yeah. So I learned how to cook. Yeah, no flour. It's on the if you go on the Kraft peanut butter website, no flour. There's two recipes. There's one with flour. They're good as well. And then there's one without flour at all. And they literally, like, when you put them in your mouth, they literally dissolve and like melt in your mouth. Superb. And they are really good if you put a little indent in them and put a Hershey's Kiss in them and it melts on top. So they're like a circle with a chocolate center. But you have me. Okay. I think I did one. I will. I think I will do that. Those ones are fun to make. And they're like one thing that kind of reminds me of my mom and my mom and my relationship worked out as a teenager and a young adult because my mom died when I was 21. Um, but we were more like friends than mother daughter, because she tried to do the mother daughter thing and it wasn't working because we didn't have that relationship. Yeah, I was gonna say Thomas is black with sugar. Because I'm three cream, no sugar, because I'm sweet enough. um, but my dad and mine's relationship has always was always rough. And when he got sober, he was better, but then he went extreme, like religious. He went like became born again Christian. So he tried to always force that down. I mean, I became a Christian because of that. Like, it eventually wore me down, but the way that he was very narcissistic, and that and our relationship was always troubled. I mean, I had forgiven him of the stuff in the past, but it was more of always the recent stuff of he would always be thinking about himself. So I'm trying to do with my kids the opposite of what my parents did, and do some things that I appreciated from my parents with my kids. And I try and be involved in my kids' lives so that they actually know that they are loved, and I do care about them. They might frustrate me and drive me batty, and, and drive me to be angry because of stuff that they do, but I absolutely love them 100%. Like, I've always told them, if they've ever done anything bad and they end up getting caught doing something bad and they end up going to jail, I will go visit them because I love them. I won't be happy because they did whatever they did bad and they go to jail. Not that I want them to go to jail. And both my kids are actually really good at rules, and good at telling their friends about when they're breaking rules, and you know, not necessarily laws, but like, they're people of telling other people, like, they know what's right and wrong. Just sometimes they think that they can get away with it too. But and I think my kids are very good human beings. They're very good teenagers, all things considered. They just drive me batty with the lack of help around the house, or assistance. What's the word I'm looking for? Because I want to find something other than help, because help assumes that it's my job and they're helping me do my job, but it's more of a community job. But I'm trying to think of another word. Hey Google, what's another word for help?
Synonyms for help: assist, aid, lend a helping hand to.
Yeah, but still, um, what's another word? Like, because also still partnership. Hey Google, what's another word for partnership?
Synonyms for partnership: cooperation, association, collaboration.
Collaboration. Partnership, association, collaboration. Hey Google, repeat.
I said, synonyms for partnership: cooperation, association, collaboration.
Association, cooperation. I need you to cooperate. Maybe cooperate with me would be a word to use. Hey Google, another word for cooperation.
Synonyms for cooperation: collaboration, joint action, combined effort.
Hmm. Yeah, I think more of cooperation. I have to think of how to word that better. Do, do, do. So, what do you guys think of ideas? And those who've lived through teenagers, what's worked and what's not worked? Oh, my eye's itchy. Team effort? Yeah. Cooperation, teamwork, taking things away. So, so this is always worked. Yes, when they were small, it worked. It worked for my oldest. My youngest, though, we haven't found a lot of things to take away because, like, so taking away her phone hurts her a little bit, like but that's that's it. It doesn't do as taking my oldest one's phone away and also like sharing disappointment. Oh, you got your coffee. Good. Um, Works for her. But my youngest, the problem is she has such a creative mind that I've always said, like, I could, even when she was younger and stuff, she could be in a room with absolutely nothing in it, and she would entertain herself with her fingers and her toes, or her mind and her singing and stuff. I can't duct tape her, you know. So there's very like taking away her phone works. Taking her away from short term placements for that will work ish. But then she's the one that will call me on it and balk away from it. Mine must be in the mail. Yes, Pearl Later's bringing it to you. Wait for the doorbell. It might be a little cold. But yeah, taking that's that will work for my oldest, but not for my youngest because she is too like even punishments like like when we did timeouts and stuff like that. My youngest, when she was 3, she knew she wasn't supposed to be jumping on the couch. She had been told, okay, and I forewarned her, stop jumping on the couch. And then she thought about it from it, like and the rule was if she, after I warned her once, you know, she would go in a timeout. At 3, she found that she needed to still jump on the couch, so she jumped a few more jumps. I said, Abby, and she's like, yes, mom. And she put herself into timeout because that was what the rules were. If you jump on the couch, you go on the timeout. For her, she needed to jump a few more times, and it was worth the punishment. And there's been a few things like that she's done that for her, the punishment for her doing what she wanted at the time was worth it. Like sometimes we've had things like, okay, if she's being like rude and disrespectful, you know, she gets a fair warning. Okay, because we all have moments. I mean, I'm the first to say, like, sometimes I don't always think before I start talking of attitude than and for her the punishment is worth it for her to get the last word in or whatever, which is frustrating. My other child, when I give her the warning, she goes, okay, I know I'm not going to win this fight. And she walks away. You know, I always, for frustrated, did the work myself. My kids were honor students all through high school and super busy. They were responsible for their own rooms, though. Well, yes. That was the thing. They're not even doing that. I'm bugging I feel bad as a parent because all I'm doing is nagging or yelling and saying, "Come on, like let's go." Like I'm trying to get them to school on time. Like not my oldest, my youngest more, getting her to school on time. Okay, your room. Like I need your clothes. Like I'm not asking for rocket science. I'm not asking them to spot clean their thing or bounce a quarter off their bed. I mean, I don't even care if their bed's not made. As long as there's a bottom sheet and there's a comforter thrown on there somehow, I don't care. Like I'm not that type of parent. Like I'm not like OCD needing things tidy. I just want it clean, and it's not. Go take care of the animals. Catch you there. Well, have a good day, Thomas, and thanks for popping by. And what's tomorrow? I don't think I'll be live tomorrow. I might be live tomorrow afternoon, maybe. Yeah, only thing I'm a perfectionist sort of with sometimes is towels. They kind of have to fold it a certain way to just to kind of fit in my cupboard. But like my daughter helped fold some towels and she folded them a different way. I just still put them in the linen closet. I'm like, they're gonna get used anyways, and not all the towels were done. Like so right now they fit being folded the wrong way. But if all the towels in the house are clean, which rarely ever happens, they won't fit in the cupboard. Like all the towels and the sheets and the everything is clean to fold them just like my mom did. So my hubby knows not to fold them because he doesn't do it right. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm particular with. That's it. Like I'm not particular even when I'm cooking, dicing things completely the same. No, sometimes I just do it haphazardly. I'm like, it's chopped. I don't care. Exactly. Anything else I could care less. I would be just so happy. See, I'd make a wonderful homemaker if I had a full-time live-in housekeeper. Must be a birthday twin thing. Exactly. It's because we're born on the same day. We're like we only like um we're it's like our signs, like similar likes, dislikes. It's the Pisces. We're kind of like the peacemaker, the nurturer. Um, we're the dreamers. We have great ideas. I don't know about you, but for myself, I have great ideas, and I'll do them, but I'll only do them about 90% of the way. It's kind of like laundry. I'll get it all washed, throw it in the dryer, might get it sorted, but not put away. I used to babysit for people, and the lady stayed home, but they had someone that cleaned their house. I have had somebody come in and do some cleaning with me on things. Like I pay them and stuff like that. But I need somebody here all day long, just to because the problem is it just gets too overwhelming. But yeah, no, I've done that. Um, but the problem is I have a lot of stuff too, so I'm not organized. I need to. It's hard to clean clutter. Like a lip, yes. Like I don't want them necessarily to cook. Like I can do the cooking, but just to do the cleaning, doing the clean. If here, but we'd have to give them a room to sleep, apparently, or they could just come in at 9 to 5, and just clean my house. Then my house might actually stay clean, and then I might not be frustrated with my kids. There, that solves a problem. We just need to earn more money to pay for someone else to come in and clean my house all the time. I used to be the lady who cleaned others' homes, but I only cleaned for the elderly. Well, so this is the thing. I've cleaned other people's homes, but I hate cleaning my own home because there's like I get distracted, right? So there's stuff that needs to be put away. And the problem is I'm awful like I'll work with things and I'll leave them out. That is my problem. Is leave out all the little projects and I get everything done like 90% or 95% done. It's that last 5%. Like, when I'm cooking supper, I'll get all the ingredients out and I'll clean a bit, I'll cook, but I don't get those ingredients put back away. That is why Amanda always gets frustrated looking at my stove because there's stuff left over that's on my stove or near my stove that hasn't been put away. And that's part of my ADD, right? Which isn't technically diagnosed. And it's only really been, like, I've had it, I think, as a kid too, but I problem solved better when I was a kid. And then now, and when I had my kids smaller, too, but now that they're older, there's just so many more different things. Like I have to manage everybody else's life that it just gets really, really overwhelming, like exponentially. Manigan says I was thinking Jen's going to catch something on fire. Yes. Well, it this is why it's not usually a live stream cooking because that is a possibility. At least if it's a recorded video, at the end it hasn't caught on fire. I haven't caught anything on fire in years. And I've never caught, well, and the only thing I caught on fire once was the cord of a deep fryer that was plugged into the stove but went over the burner. And I turned the burner on and it melted and caught on fire. But I put it out. I even put it out without getting the fire extinguisher. I just grabbed the towel and put it out and suffocated it. Yes, that's why my husband says he won't buy it. Of the appliances, he's never bought me another um, deep fryer. He buys me all the other appliances, but because also if we had a deep fryer, we'd be frying a lot more things than we do in a pan. But with a pan, it's much more messier, which means more cleaning, which I don't like to do. um, and well, I've melted things. I've melted like cutting boards on our old stove at our old place that had the rings. I've had a cutting board sort of melted on this stove because I put it down on a warm spot, but no actual fires. Oh, sorry, had another fire. Wasn't even with my stove. It was with a fondue pot. We were doing fondue New Year's Eve, probably about 5 years ago, with the oil in the thingy, and the pot was getting black, and we were doing it, and it just got really smoky. I don't know if maybe the oil was old or it was like burning part of like the paint on the fondue pot, but then the flames kept on going higher, and there's no way to adjust it because it was just a little oil thing you light like a candle with a wick. So my family was getting all worried. It was under control. I just went and grabbed the liddy thingy, the snuffer thing. I put it on top and it stopped. But there was lots of smoke and stuff. But there was no actual, like, other things didn't catch on fire. But so now instead of doing it fondue that way, we got an induction burner plate. I'll show it to you. And we do like hot pot stuff with that. There's less chance of there's no chance of fire, and it plugs in. Oops, the cord. It's still plugged in over here. See? There, and you can see better. It's plugged in over, and we'll do it on the table here and do like hot pot. So, see. So it's a flat stove, and it has like plus, minus power, and then we'll do like hot pot on that. So there's less fire. Because we like doing hot pots and like fondue type stuff. This will keep it so we can do it on the table here and sit down and cook our own stuff. Oh yes, the Instant Pot is wonderful. You don't have to actually get the Instant Pot brand. You can get an another brand of electric pressure cooker, but it's amazing. Like, if you look at my videos that I've done so far with it, like ribs in it, mwah, like the best thing. Ribs in it, and then you take them out and you just put the more barbecue sauce on them and put them in your oven to just broil for a few minutes, like literally like 5 minutes. And you thought that they were cooked all day. Yes. Budget that in or put it for a birthday or Christmas or anniversary or I was gonna say Mother's Day, but it could be Mother's Day for the animals, or when your taxes come in. Not very good at spending money. All our extra money goes to debt. Depends. I'm a crazy person. So here in Canada, I don't know what they are in the States, but here in Canada, Instant Pot, the small, well, not the small, like the 6 liter, 6 quart one, was I think 89. Um, no, well, the one I have was more because it was the newest one. It's 2017 one, has more, but like it's a 10 in one or 11 in one, and it was I think 129. Um, but and then there's an 8 quart one. Yeah, about $100. Or but you can get them on sale. So Amazon has sales. So people were getting the one that I have, or the one like another 6 liter just doesn't have as many buttons. Of the Instant Pot brand for like $50 on Amazon during their sales of like Black Friday or whatever, or a couple people got them for like $39. So I know my husband got a deal. Like I looked online when we got it after Christmas, and it was like 129, but he said he didn't pay that. So I'm like, oh, that's good. But there's other brands. Like if you watch Jamaral's Big Family Kitchen or whatever, Jamaral's family channel, she has like what 9 kids, 8, 9 kids now. She has an Instant Pot, and then she went and bought another brand because it was larger. So she had like a 14 quart one because Instant Pot only has 6 and 8. Another brand that cost as much as the Instant Pot for the smaller one. Yes, she's 100 kids. No, she's who I want to be when I grow up. Yes, that's what she said. Even though she's younger than me by a couple of years, she's who I want to be when I grow up. I want to do more freezer meals just because of her, and I love how she does her videos and her freezer meals because it's real. There's mess. There's dishes in the sink. There's sometimes spills, and some things don't work. And I think it just makes it so much more better by seeing how real and real life happens. You know, I've been binge watching it, and sometimes and her voice is so soothing. Yes, and she's so calm with her children, which I strive to be. Yes, she's just so calm. I don't know how she does it. She's amazing. But hey, good morning, Stacy. How are you? We are just. Do you have an instant pot or an electric pressure cooker? We were just talking about instant pots, and there's other brands. Just look at their reviews. They're usually cheaper, but work about the same. So, but they have been a lifesaver, Amanda. You could cook from frozen in like under an hour, and it being as if you've cooked all day. I mean, under our whole pressure. Like if you're doing a roast, you can do it for an hour, and then it takes about 10 minutes to get up to pressure and about 10 to get down. But it comes out mwah, ribs in like under 30 minutes total, and they fall off the bone. I'm like, I did 2 racks. See, the problem with the crock pot is the meat tends to get dry. It gets dry in the crock pot, and certain things just get mushy. It gets mushy and dry and saucy. Like I used to love my crock pot. My husband didn't like the texture of the meat, so he would only like the crock pot for like soups or chili. That was about the extent. Should I leave it there all day like usual? Yes, exactly. But if you had a crock pot had like a delayed timer, that wouldn't be too bad. But anything that you could do in a crock pot, you could also do an Instapot. So the Instapot has a slow cooker function. So you could do it as slow cooker as an Instapot. Make rice. There's like usually rice button, yogurt button, um, all those, you know, a soup button. So if I'm making soup, I just do that one. Or if I do beans, it has a button. Or just pressure cook. I just throw it in and Google roughly how long it takes and do it, and then I'll see if it's done. If not, I put the lid back on and do it for a few more minutes. Been called mushy, dry, and saucy. You've been called mushy, dry, and saucy. Hi. Hey, puppy's breath. Did you sleep in today? You're usually here from the beginning. Is it raining where you are as well? Because it's been raining here. I think I found the recipe I'm going to make with the tortellini. I'm going to make tortellini soup, but my family's not really big on the tomato sauce, like tomato soup base. So I just found one that's just chicken soup base, and I think That will work better for my family. Late, lazy, and overcast. Dry. Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna make this one Bay Crocker tortellini soup. Doesn't it look good? That's for supper. Butter, cloves, celery, carrot, onions, chicken broth, water, tortellini, parsley, pepper, nutmeg, and grated cheese. I have all those ingredients. Let's see. Huh. Only takes about 30 minutes. 40 minutes. Yeah, because the other ones have, all of them had like and uh, tomatoes and spinach, and they wouldn't be good. Like my family would not like them. So, so what time is it, Puppy's Breath, where you are? You're 1 hour earlier or two? Weekend was fun. I did a live stream. I think on Monday. It's 8:13, so it's 2 hours. No, 3 hours. So Friday night, I met hubby after my daughter was picked up, and we went. We just went to Milestones, and we ate appetizers. We were contemplating about going to one movie that we were contemplating to see. I think it was Player One, the movie, but it didn't start till 10:30, and we're like, he was kind of tired from work, and we decided just to come home. But we used a gift card that we got like years ago for Christmas or birthday or something like that. And so we only had to pay like $30 on top of the gift card because we had a couple of drinks and a bunch of appetizers, and it was good. Saturday, I had gone out for breakfast with ladies from our church, and um, and my hubby was home sleeping, and then went to the comedy club, and we were working on my phone and re-adding things on it, so things took longer. So we were planning on eating out first, and then going to the comedy club. So we ended up going to the comedy club. We got an appetizer platter there, which was not bad. Had the comedy club, a few drinks, and then afterwards we walked down Preston Street. It took about 15-20 minutes. It was nice. It was nice, cool, like cool and warm. Like it wasn't, day, and it wasn't raining or anything. We went down and went to Chinatown, and we went into a Vietnamese restaurant, and had uh, had some rolls to add on. And then we went home. And then Sunday, we got, I decided not to go to church because it was just going to be myself because my husband doesn't go. And I'm like, we'll sleep in because we got home late and slept in. And I was going to make breakfast. I did a live stream that morning because hubby was still asleep. I was going to do a big breakfast, and then he decided, well, we went for all you can eat sushi and dim sum for lunch. So we went to Fusion, had that, and then we weren't hungry. And then we kind of just hung out the rest of the day. And, oh my god, Coolio, good date nights, Vietnamese rolls, yes. Yes, well, see, that's the thing is that you can't go to a comedy club with kids. So I'm like, well, what can we do without the kids? But there's really no the only movies that are out there that we want to see are movies that the kids want to see, like the Avengers movies. Well, it came out last week. Well, we want to see it, but we have to wait till we go with the girls because they like Avengers. So, and there was one other one that was Player One that looked interesting. The other ones are either too chick flicky or ones that were like, do we want to waste money to see it in the theater or wait till it comes on Netflix? Excuse me, Netflix. Because some movies are just like a too long of a drama type thing that you'd want to like pause and go to the bathroom and come back, or pause, get food, come back. Well, in a movie theater, you can't pause. That's the only downside of a movie theater is that you can't pause to go to the bathroom, so you miss a few minutes of the movie. Whew. Should drink my coffee since I'm yawning. No, have not seen Handmaid's Tale yet. It's one I want to see. We've been going through what? Oh, we've been going through Lost in Space. Well, that's what people were saying. It's good and it's really good. And supposedly there's a second season coming. Second is great. 3 episodes so far. Cool. Well, we've watched on Netflix Stranger Things, um, Lost in Space. There's another one. Oh, um, it's good. There's a few that like the Netflix original series. They're actually so far so good. Some of them are mature audience, so I can't watch them. We can't watch them with the kids, so we haven't really. Hubby and I haven't started watching really series in Netflix for just the two of us. Um, we tend to download shows and stuff. So the other shows, like we don't have cable, so we download shows. But we like Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon, The Good Doctor. We used to watch House, but then we stopped watching House because it's a long episode, and my husband usually is too tired after work. And I haven't. I mean, so I've read all the Game of Thrones books years ago, like literally when the babies were small. They're now teenagers. And we've only watched like the first two seasons of it because again they're long episodes, and um, I think we've watched the Man in High School. I'll go because of it. That sounds familiar. See, we don't have in Canada. We don't have Amazon Prime movie or show watching. It's not here yet. Like my husband has Amazon Prime, but man, and but he has a way of um, watching shows. Was it man? Oh yes, we saw a bit of that. That's the one where it's as if Germany won, right? Yeah, I read Game of Thrones in my teens and 20. Well, more my 20s. And so watching the shows, they've taken some liberties and they've gone a little bit different route of things. But the characters that they chose for the actors they chose for the characters are spot on to the descriptions that I pictured in my head. Like their characters are like, oh, that is Jon Snow. Oh, that is Lord Stark. Oh, you know, that's Arya Stark. So they are, or that's a good one for Tyrion Lannister. Tyrion, however you say his name. But what's funny is the way that their characters' names or whatever are in the book. I sounded them out sometimes differently than how they are in the movie. Because I was trying to use like English rules or whatever when they're not. So I'm like, who's that? I'm like, oh, that's who I was calling blah blah blah. Like I think it was area and it should be Aria or something. I don't know. Oh, my phone's ringing. Who's calling? Oh, that's nothing. Don't care. Hey, Ups Curry. Yes, breakfast is now going to be. It's almost lunchtime. I should be thinking about what to make for lunch. I just had cereal and coffee, so well, cereal, coffee, and banana. Whereabouts in the world are you, Ups Curry? Hopefully, I'm saying that right. Eastern Europe, Hars, some Russian location. We like breakfast here too. What time is it where you are, Ops Curry? What time is it, Ops Curry, where you are? Is it about supper time? Well, I should probably get going because I've been on here a long time. And I've got 3 or 4 different things I need to do before this afternoon. And I'm not doing them. But it's been nice chatting with everybody. And I'm glad that everybody's popped in and said hi. And I hope to see you on my next video. I'll probably be live tomorrow afternoon. Maybe about 2:30 or so. Eastern Standard Time. So, bye. Have a great day. Love from Canada, Ontario, Canada.